Welcome back to the show, you guys. And now it is time for Unfiltered, where we highlight a featured guest for today. And today's guest is a legend. Dr. Miami is a world-renowned plastic surgeon who has not only had a hit reality TV series, a documentary, he's written children's books, and recorded music. Please welcome to our show the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dr. Miami. Welcome to the show,
Woo!
Dr. Miami.
Welcome.
Thank you, Candice and Kris. Thank you very much for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let me just personally say thank you, Dr. Miami, because I have seen your works on South Beach.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and what great things you do.
Well, thank you. Thank you for appreciating my hard efforts, my work.
A lot of men appreciate your hard efforts, Dr. Miami. So real quick, we just want to jump right into it.
It's what I do. It's what I do. It's what God put me on this earth to do. So I thank you.
You love it.
And you do it. So speaking of which, so what is the most gratifying part of your job? What is it that keeps you doing it?
Every single surgery, without exception, at the end, I get a little high, a little kick when I see the after next to the before picture. You know, when it's just so gratifying. Like anybody who works with their hands, you know, whether you're a cabinet maker or you're house painting, when you're done and you see the work, you just get a good feeling of accomplishment. And that's what keeps me going every single day. Now, it's even better when the patients wake up, you know, a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they come back for their follow-up and they're super happy. That keeps, and I could do this forever. You know, that's, it's really great.
Well, it definitely shows that you love what you do. But my question is, so did you come out your mom's womb, your little kid? Were you playing
with this hat on?
Was it a little doll that had a booty and you were like, okay, this is what I want to do? Like, what made you choose plastic surgery? Because you're so good at it.
Okay, so I always wanted to be a surgeon since I was a little kid. I remember watching a TV show called MASH when I was a kid, which was about surgeons in the Korean War, and it just looked so cool. It just looked, you know, they were saving lives and cracking jokes and having a great time. And so I was on that path from a very young age. But then when I got older, I got to medical school, and I started discussing like what surgical specialties I was interested in, neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, trauma surgery. There was something about plastic surgery that just lit a fire in me. I mean, the first time I saw before and after pictures, you know, facelifts, breast augmentation, tummy tucks, rhinoplasty, it looked like magic. It looked like Harry Potter wizardry. I'm like, where'd the nose go? How'd the tummy get flat?
Wow.
How'd the boobs get there? And so it just inspired me so much that from the age of 19 till today, I'm almost 50, I've done nothing but focus on that as a career goal, as a specialty, as an art. And I'm blessed in that way because I discovered what I wanted to do at a young age.
That's awesome because you definitely are a musician.
A magician.
Okay.
A magician and a musician.
And a musician because it is sweet music when I see some of the men that leave in your office too.
It really is. It really is.
So Dr. Miami, I know that you've had your reality show, your documentary. What was it like being a full-time plastic surgeon while simultaneously filming a TV show? Did the camera crew get in the way? Was it obstacles, or was it just like they weren't even there?
No, it's like they weren't even there. It's like because they were unobtrusive. You know, they were just a guy, a sound guy, and a camera guy, and they just followed me around. So it was actually pretty okay. And you know, having been used to social media, right? You know, I was one of the first doctors to Snapchat and do their surgeries live and that sort of thing. I was used to the camera just kind of being there and being on, so that didn't bother me at all. And the crew was very, like I said, unobtrusive. So it was no big deal at all. The TV show, on the other hand, that was, as you know,
yes.
I mean,
that's like a cast and crew of dozens of people, you know, like you know, and like you know, rules and like you got to break for lunch and 1,000 lights and you know a craft cart, you know.
Yeah.
What snacks are there going to be? That was a lot of work. But the documentary actually was a piece of cake.
That's awesome. Now, I know that plastic surgery is continuing to change as the years evolve. There's new procedures. There's a new way of doing things. So as that time is changing, if I'm coming in and I want plastic surgery, I want to know, are you changing with the time? Do you go back to school? Are you learning new techniques constantly?
excellent, excellent question. How do surgeons keep up? So obviously, like in any professional field, you have continuing medical education or continuing whatever field you're in. You always have to stay on top of the literature, on the top of the latest techniques. And there's always new devices that are coming out, always new procedures. And so we exchange information. Obviously, with the internet, it makes it a lot easier. When one surgeon in one part of the world discovers something or develops a technique, everybody can see it at once. There's conferences, there's journals, and that sort of thing. And even in the last year or two, I've incorporated new devices like the J Plasma or Renuvion machine to help tighten the skin underneath. And then again, it's this constantly evolving art. Surgeons all over the world share their discoveries and information, and we incorporate them, and we kind of push the art forward together.
That's good, because I know that for anyone watching, that's something really important, especially to me as a woman. I want to make sure that doctors are keeping up. But, you're the king, so you got it.
I will say this. Safety is the most important thing. Yeah. And in plastic surgery, I would say the last 5 or 6 years, things have definitely gotten better and safer. In my practice, in my own practice, I focus on safety as number 1, 2, and 3. And the message is getting out there to other surgeons around the world that safety has to be first and foremost. So I know people, read things about plastic surgery, good and bad. But whenever you go for surgery, you need to make sure that it's in a safe environment with a safe surgeon.
Good.
Nice.
Good to know.
So, Dr. Miami, real quick, I saw something very interesting in your bio that you wrote a children's book called My Beautiful Mommy. Real quick, what inspired you to write a book about plastic surgery for kids? What was the reason behind that?
So real simple. I do a lot of mommy makeovers. A lot of women that come in their 20s and 30s after they've had their kids, or in their 40s, and they have little kids, and they didn't know how to discuss the topic of their upcoming surgery with their children. And when they bring in like a 3, 4, 5-year-old child into the office, most kids associate the doctor's office with pain, suffering, even death, God forbid. So they're like, is mommy sick? What's happening? What's going on? Then mommy comes home with bandages and is bruised and can't take me to school. What's happening? A lot of parents were just kind of leaving their kids in the dark. And when you don't tell a child what's going on, their imaginations run wild, and it can be really scary for them. So I wrote a children's book for design, not for people just to read randomly to their kid, to go to sleep. But if you happen to be having plastic surgery, it's a good idea to discuss it with your child. And this is a technique to get that done. The children's book explains mommy's tummy tuck, nose job, whatever, and explains what's going to happen to mommy. She's going to be okay. She'll be bruised and swollen. Maybe daddy will take you to work and make breakfast for a change, while mommy's recovering. And so the kids will go through the process much smoother without any psychological trauma.
Wow. Okay. Wow, this is very interesting. I never would have thought about that. But Dr. Miami, we have a lot more questions for you. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Dr. Miami.
Welcome back. You're tuning in again to Reflect and Connect with Dr. Miami, who I like to say is the butt extraordinaire, the booty king, the BBL genius of the world. Yes, take your bow, sir. Take your bow.
I'm not going to argue. I
know. Listen, so we getting to the fun part. All right, so of course my first question is, you are the BBL king. You are the butt extraordinaire. But my question is, like we see so much of that, what is the most common surgery that Black women come in for?
Right now, it's the BBL or the BBL tummy tuck combination. That is on everybody's wish list. If you want to give somebody a really good birthday present this year, that would be it. BBL tummy tuck combo.
Wow.
Okay, so that means that you can go ahead and purchase a gift card and say, here, you kind of sagging, baby. Go ahead and get this.
Go get a little tune-up.
Go ahead and get this tune-up done.
Go get a little
tune-up.
I wouldn't recommend doing it as a surprise, though. Unless they mention it. If they
that could go really good or really bad.
If they don't mention it, don't be like, here, this is for you.
But wait a minute. What if the tune-up is the other way, honey, and it's the husband, and you say, baby, I want you to get a little tune-up.
You laugh, but I've done a few couples in the past. Husband and wife both get BBLs. I've done that a few times. Yes, I know.
What?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Dr. Ma'am, that brings me to my next question, because when most people think of plastic surgery, they automatically think of women. What is the most requested procedure for men right now?
So right now it's liposuction of the abdomen to like give you like that 6-pack more cut look. That's the most popular. That's the most popular male plastic surgery. After that, it's like rhinoplasty, chin implant, penis implant is getting some words.
Wait a minute, it works.
It works. It better work.
Okay. That's an intro. We can't get into that, but I got questions. I got questions.
That's for after.
That's the after questions. But my next question is, so you see a lot of ads, because it's so bad that plastic surgery, there are ads now, and a lot of women are leaving the country. They're going to Mexico, this place,
Dominican Republic,
Dominican, to get all these surgeries. So is that safe? Would you recommend that?
The answer is it really depends on the surgeon you're going to. There are great surgeons all over the world, in Mexico, in the DR, in Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil. There's always going to be good surgeons everywhere. The problem is, do you know enough about that country and its medical landscape to know who the good surgeons are? And if there's a complication, who is going to take care of you? And the problem is with traveling to another country, especially someplace you don't know people or don't know the language, if anything goes wrong, it is dangerous. It really is. And you also don't know the standards of care in each particular clinic. My advice in general is to stay in the U.S., but I wouldn't say that there are no great surgeons in Mexico or the DR. There are. Do your homework. Make sure they have a clean record. Make sure no one's ever died there. That's a very important question to ask that too many people don't bother, or maybe they're afraid to ask, or maybe they don't want to know the answer because the price is cheap. But it's not worth gambling with your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cheap buys twice, and that's a booty you got to buy twice.
Cheap buys twice. Again. You don't want to buy twice. No, one booty.
So, Dr. Miami, I heard you mention a second ago about the penis enlargement surgery, and I saw when you did a viral tweet.
We're going to talk about that.
No, listen, because I saw that you did a tweet that went viral. There was like a $600 penis enlargement surgery, and I saw the guys online say they're gonna spend their stimmy on their Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
So, but I got a real question. So that is a real procedure. So if there are any guys at home that might need a little help, how does that surgery work, and what's the details about that?
It's called the Panuma Implants, and the world's expert of it is in Beverly Hills. His name is Dr. Elist, E-L-I-S-T, and it's a silicone thing that goes right into the penis under the skin. It's kind of like a breast implant goes under the skin for women's breasts to be bigger. There's a very similar concept. It goes on the top surface, like the top 3/4 of it, along the shaft all the way. So it makes it much thicker and a little bit longer. You can't like double your length, but you can get an extra inch or two, and you get a lot thicker, which I'm told is important.
Well, wait, I have a question, and this wasn't even my question. Oh. So I'm going to keep it medical term. So with an erection,
yes.
How does that work?
So the implant itself is made of a silicone, fairly firm material. So your penis is basically always kind of semi-erect. It's kind of always ready for action. And then when you actually get an erection, then it changes. It gets even bigger, obviously. But you're never completely flaccid.
What?
Don't do it, Harpo.
No, I don't need the penis enlargement surgery. I would try to get the. If anything, I might get the little 6-pack help.
Okay.
Yeah. The 6-pack.
Okay. Now I have another question.
Wait, on butts or penises? Where are we going?
Okay. No, I'm gonna leave the penis topic alone because we will go too far. Butts. Let's back to the booty king. So I see that you do a lot of BBL. So what about if a woman comes in and she has the silicone implants, wants that removed, and then the fat transfer? Do you do all that in the same day? You combine surgeries? It
can be done. I personally don't like silicone implants for the butt. For me, I prefer to use natural fat. I prefer to do the Brazilian butt lift rather than that. But there are surgeons that do what we call composite butt lifts, where you put an implant, a smaller implant, and then a larger amount of fat around it. So that can be done. There's a doctor in Spain called Dr. Aslani who's excellent at it. But there are, again, it can be done together. In general, the problems with implants are that, you know, breast implants just kind of sit on your chest. You don't really move, or you don't walk on them or sit on them. But butt implants, you sit on your butt all the time. You walk, you know. And so some of that can lead to issues, seromas, infections. Sometimes they can come. We've all seen the horror stories with butt implants online. So that's why I shy away from them. But in the right patient, especially one that's too thin, you know, one that just doesn't have enough fat to make a fat transfer, the implant may be the only option.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this was so informative. You gave us so much great tips. It went so fast.
Too fast.
It went so fast. We have to close. Thank you for coming on.
Welcome.
We have to do this again. We're gonna close out.
Anytime.
I hate to see you go.
It was a blast, Dr. Miami.
You have my number. You can call me. Six-pack. If you have a friend that needs an implant, whatever.
We're there. We're there.
Asking for a friend, you know.
I'm asking for. So that's it. That's our show for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed Dr. Miami. You know we want to hear your feedback. We want to hear everything that you have to say. Please remember to connect with us on
at Candice and Kris Live.
We got to go, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.